Hey guys, it's me, Cyrus. I want to talk to you for a little bit about this translation for Far East of Eden for the TurboGrafx. Um, Unfortunately, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to finish this game. And that's a real bummer. But this is not a decision that I've come to lightly, because I definitely wanted to play through this whole game, and I still want to. But it looks like, at least for now, I don't think that that's going to be able to happen. I think that there's, unfortunately, some roadblocks that are going to prevent that from happening. So, here's the deal. Let me explain the whole thing, if I can. So this English translation came out not too long ago. It came out during December 2023. And here I am the day after Christmas. And I've been playing through this game for, I don't know, maybe a week, a little over a week, something like that. And I've had a really good time. It's been really fun. I've very much enjoyed this game. Except that I kept having some problems. I kept having some issues. And it would happen, and I'm sure if you've watched the stream, you're aware of what I'm talking about. Whenever I would transition from one area to another, or if I would go into a village, sometimes it happened if I would just go into a random house or a shop or something. It just would be very, very random. It would happen randomly. It didn't seem to make any sense. I couldn't figure it out. I still don't understand it. But the game would either just not load, it would like be stuck on that purple curtain where it's trying to load, or it would like actually error out and give me some weird garbled graphics, and the sound would like lock up, and that would be it. I'd have to actually turn the console off and turn it back on. And this, you know, it happened a lot in the beginning, and then it didn't happen once I made some changes. It didn't happen at all for a long time, and then it just all started happening again. And then I made all kinds of changes trying to figure out if there was something I could do to mitigate that, and nothing helps. Nothing. So let me give you a rundown of the explanation of what I'm trying to say. So I've tested this game on a PC Engine Duo RX, and I've tested this game on a TurboGrafx CD, and I've tested it with the internal memory of the Duo, of the PC Engine Duo, and I also tested it with the arcade system card. And then on the TurboGrafx, I've tested it using the Super System card through an EverDrive, a couple different variations of that. Actually, 3 different variations of that. And it seemed to work better on the TurboGrafx CD. I should say that I've recently had the laser replaced on the TurboGrafx CD, so it's pretty much a brand new laser, and I think that that was helping. But obviously the problem is not, it's not related to my hardware. I'm 99.99999% sure that's true. So when I started having problems, I was playing on the Duo. And so I burned a new copy of the game, and the ISO that I was burning was one that was provided from CD Romance. Okay, they had a completely patched version you could download and burn. Okay, so I had burned that initially, and then I had all the problems that I was having. So I burned a new copy from the same ISO, and it seemed to be, I thought, maybe better, but I still ended up having some problems. So I tried burning with some different stock, and I was using verbatim CDRs, and I tried using some different ones. Still didn't seem to fix anything. So then I switched to my TurboGrafx, and it seemed to get better. And I played for a long time, and I didn't seem to have issues. And then I started to have this happen again. So what I ended up doing was I I have some old stock of 650 meg CDRs from Memorex. And I was like, let me try one of these old style CDRs. So I burned that. Seemed to be pretty good, but then I kept having errors again. So they actually didn't fix it. So what I decided to do was find an original ISO of the Japanese version of the game and patch it myself, because I didn't know if the problem was with the patching or what. Okay. So I went and found a revision 7 version of the ISO and patched it myself, and still had all the problems. Still, it ran. It ran just like the other version did, but still had the problems with random crashing and weird garbled graphics and locking up my system. You know, it doesn't happen. Doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen in the same places. It's random. It could be it could be over here, it could be over there, it could be in this town, that town, walking into this, shop or this place, going into the bank, whatever. It just randomly happens. But it does happen, and it happens to the point to where it prevents me from progressing in the game. So I've tried everything I can think of. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about problems that they're having with this, but the translation is new. It hasn't been out for very long. And I did see one person mention something similar to this happening to them, and they were actually playing on an emulator, which was interesting. So I think, and I should also mention that I burned a copy of the untranslated version of this, and I played with that, going in and out of different houses and in and out of different villages and stuff, just to see. I played it for like an hour just to see if I would get this problem, playing in the same area where I was getting this error on the translated version. And I'll tell you this, on the untranslated version, it didn't happen. I did not get these problems. That's not to say that I wouldn't. I don't know 100% that I don't know. But it seems to me, from the evidence that I've gathered and from what I can tell, it looks like this, translated ISO has issues. It looks like that's what's going on. It looks like there's some kind of an issue with memory. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a programmer. I don't know exactly what the issue is, but it looks like it's related to the actual translation patch. And unfortunately, that means unless it gets fixed, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. And so far, like I said, I haven't seen anybody talk about this issue, and I haven't seen anybody else really report it, other than that one guy who made that one comment that sounded similar to what I'm having as far as the problem. I just haven't seen people talk about this. It's a new thing. I think a lot of people were like, oh, cool, it's finally translated, and they haven't actually played it. They're just like, cool, I'll add it to my collection, and then they're not playing the game. So people aren't really seeing the problem that I'm talking about. Well, I mean, I don't know, It is entirely possible, although I think at this point it's very unlikely that it's related to my hardware, since I have tested it on 2 completely different consoles and a variety of different system card setups. I think it's pretty unlikely that it's my hardware, especially since I'm not having any problems with any other games. Every other game I'm playing, even the full motion video games and everything, seem to be working just fine. So if it was a problem with my laser, or with my CD drive, or with my memory, or with something to do with my system cards or something, you would think I would be seeing something happening with some other game, which is not happening. So, I've eliminated every other possibility that I can think of, except for that this patch has some sort of an issue. And I hate to, that's not something I want I'm not looking for that. I want this to work. I want to play this game. And I played into it quite a bit. Like, I'll bring it up here. You can see. See, and I'm running this, like, it's running right now. And it's like just going through the pre-game stuff. And it's fine, right? But I'm going to play it here. And I feel like I'm pretty certain you're going to see it mess up as I'm playing it, as I'm doing this. But I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, what the issue is. So, like, if I just keep going in and out of these buildings, something will happen in pretty short order. And it won't be, it'll just be random. It'll be some, you know, could be this, could be that shop. It could be the inn that messes up. You never know. It'll load 15 times, and then the 16th time it'll mess up. Everything seems to be loading fine. Curtain comes down, goes back up. And you'll think, okay, I can play the game now. I can play through the game. It's going to be all right. And then just randomly it'll crash. So, you know, I should talk about how much I've enjoyed the game. It's been a great experience, except for these errors that I have that crash my game. That's actually caused me a lot of aggravation because I've had to replay areas, and I've had to, you know, I haven't been able, like, you go all the way through an area, you can't save it, and then the game messes up and you have to fight a boss or retraverse something or go back and, you know, you just lose a lot of time. And yesterday, I think I lost about 3.5 hours of my time because I couldn't save it. So what I ended up doing at the very end was beating the boss that opens up the area that I was trying to go through, and then heading back to the town and saving it. And even the process of trying to do that, it crashed on me twice. So it's very strange. And right now, it seems like everything's fine. You're just going in and out of the little shops and stuff, and everything seems okay. It doesn't seem like there's any problems. And you're like, okay, well, I'll be able to play this after all. Then that one time, it'll just die on you. Go back in here again. See how it's doing that? It's like, is it going to load? Is it not going to load? Sometimes it will. It just takes a really long time. And see how random this is? I was in and out of this inn how many times? And it was fine. And there you go. It crashes. It crashed again. No rhyme or reason. No explanation. It just crashes. And I have to actually turn the console off and turn it back on. So yeah, I've got these system cards that are patched for the EverDrive, and I've tried 3 different versions. That one, I've tried this one, I tried this one. It doesn't matter. Same problem, no matter which system card. And it was doing this on my PC Engine Duo as well. So there you go. I hope I've explained this properly and demonstrated what I'm talking about as far as the problem. The only other thing that I can think of to try is to try to convert my save file over and use it on an emulator. But I really don't even want to play this on an emulator. And I did see, like I said, that one post on romhacking.net where a guy was talking about having a similar, it sounded very similar to this. It wasn't a very descriptive post, but he said he was having it glitch out on him, and he was playing on an emulator. So yeah, What's frustrating, I think, is when something like this happens and I try to explain it and I try to report it. Usually in the past, when I've tried to report problems that I've had, I get a lot of pushback from people because they don't want the thing to have a problem. So I have to be the problem. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that there's an actual problem. They want to think that I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm just being dramatic or something like that, I guess. And you know what, man? That's fine. Think whatever you want, because I was so excited to play this and I have enjoyed it very much. I would love to be able to finish this game, but unfortunately it looks like I can't right now. So I'm just reporting my results. If you have any questions about what I've been explaining or the process of any of this, or if I haven't been clear about something or whatever, please ask me. Because if by some chance the guys who did this patch see this video or hear about this report, I would like to try to be helpful in trying to get this fixed. That's if they're even open to listening to this sort of thing. You know, a lot of times people will work on a patch and they walk away from it. They're done. Once they feel like it's in a pretty good state, they just walk away, and that's the end of that. And it's really hard sometimes to get people to listen to you if you think there might be a problem. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm gonna have to walk away from this game, and I apologize because we've been playing through it, but it looks like I can't keep playing because it just messes up on me constantly, and I have no other idea about how to try to play this game. If I knew Japanese, I could just play the Japanese version, but then you guys would have a problem seeing and reading the text and all that stuff, so that really wouldn't be a solution either. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If anything else happens, I'll let you guys know. And if there's some way that it turns out that I'm able to actually continue playing this game, I'll let you know that too. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.